All right, let's jump right into this. Welcome to today's Explainer, where we are taking a really comprehensive deep dive into demystifying workplace alliances. Look, if you have ever felt that deep exhaustion, the absolute burnout of the lone wolf mentality, trying to conquer every single professional mountain completely by yourself, well, take a breath, because this is exactly where you need to be. Today, we're going to unpack exactly how to build powerful partnerships that won't just tweak your day-to-day well-being, but can completely transform your entire career trajectory.
So we have to start by asking, is success really a solo journey? Because we so often buy into this hustle culture myth of isolated individual success, right? The idea that if you just put your head down, grind away, and work harder than anyone else, you'll reach the top alone. But let's be real for a second and empathize with the daily grind. Think about the intense stress of navigating tight corporate deadlines completely alone, or trying to scale a massive project without any safety net. Why do we do this to ourselves? Honestly, it's because society loves to glorify the self-made professional. But in today's highly interconnected world, success rarely, if ever, happens in a vacuum. Whether you're dealing with complex corporate politics or chasing really ambitious personal goals, trying to do it all yourself is just a fast track to burning out.
And the reality here isn't just about making work, a little more pleasant. It is backed up by some incredibly hard data. Extensive research consistently shows that professionals with robust workplace alliances are 67% more likely to receive promotions. Let that sink in for a moment. 67%. On top of that, they report 40% higher job satisfaction than the folks trying to tough it out in isolation. So, building alliances? It is definitely not some optional soft skill. It is a hard, absolute professional necessity that directly propels your career forward and significantly changes how much you actually enjoy waking up and doing your job day in and day out.
So, how do we get there? Here is our roadmap for today's Explainer. We're going to cover 1. Why you need allies. 2. More than just friends. 3. Identifying potential allies. 4. Building the foundation. 5. Nurturing and maintaining trust. And finally, 6. Pitfalls and next steps.
Let's kick things off with Section 1, why you actually need allies.
Allies provide invaluable support, essentially acting as a crucial sounding board to help you refine your ideas with a lot more confidence. But it goes beyond that. They are your champions. They advocate for your ideas and protect you against detractors. Importantly, even when you aren't in the room. Consider this real-world example from our source material. Imagine a project manager who's staring down a super tight deadline and suddenly hits unexpected technical hurdles. We've all been there, right? Now, instead of spinning their wheels and panicking alone, an ally from another department steps in. They might offer crucial expertise, connect that manager with necessary resources, or just directly help clear the roadblocks to prevent massive project delays. This kind of interdependent collaboration drastically reduces stress through collective problem solving. When you share the cognitive load, you ensure that together you can accomplish far, far more than you ever could solo. Moving right along to Section 2, why allies are more than just friends. This is a really important distinction. While friendships are deeply cherished for personal affection and emotional support, alliances are distinctly strategic partnerships. They're forged for objective-oriented outcomes. Think of it this way. A friend might hand you a tissue and offer a listening ear when you're stressed out after a terrible day, but an ally hands you a microphone in a crucial meeting so your voice is actually heard by the right people. A friend listens to your challenges, but an ally actively champions your causes. They're the ones connecting you with key decision makers, advocating for your ideas, and literally rolling up their sleeves to help remove obstacles from your path. So while an ally certainly can be a friend, their core function is to strategically contribute to your mutual advancement. And actually, this distinction becomes even clearer when we compare an ally to a mentor, because they aren't the same thing either. Mentors primarily provide advice and guidance drawn from their extensive past experience, right? They kind of look down from a higher vantage point to point you in the right direction. Allies, however, operate as pure-level partners. They are actively collaborating and problem-solving right there beside you. So unlike a mentor who advises from above, or maybe a transactional stakeholder who's just focused on a single deliverable, allies are truly in the trenches with you. They share the risks, they share the responsibilities, and they have a deeply vested mutual investment in the outcome of your shared goals.
Okay, Section 3, identifying potential allies. Where do we find them?
Finding allies requires you to adopt a really proactive, expansive mindset. You've got to look way beyond your immediate daily interactions. Let's break this down into 3 spheres of influence. First up, internal allies. These are teammates across entirely different departments. Maybe it's an administrative staff member who holds invaluable procedural knowledge, or a cross-functional partner whose objectives naturally align with yours. Second, external partners. You need to look outside your company walls to suppliers, clients, or industry contacts. These folks are crucial because they provide a bird's-eye view of your industry, giving you fresh perspectives and access to resources you simply wouldn't find inside your own building. And finally, community connections. Think local business leaders, alumni networks, volunteer groups. Engaging these broader spheres lets you identify passionate, well-connected individuals who can become powerful advocates for whatever you're trying to build.
Let's look at a concrete success story to bring this to life. Consider Katerina from accounting. She became a massively powerful ally for a colleague simply by providing critical budget insights just before major cross-departmental meetings. She had the numbers they needed. Meanwhile, Ezra from HR stepped up to share timing tips about exactly when leadership was most receptive to pitching new ideas. These highly specific internal connections proved completely invaluable during project approvals. Finding allies with complementary skills in entirely different departments like that gives you the critical insider knowledge you need to navigate organizational politics effectively and actually get your projects greenlit.
That brings us to Section 4, building the foundation.
Here is the golden rule. Before you ever seek assistance or collaboration from someone else, you absolutely must identify authentic opportunities where you can help them achieve their goals first. This initial investment, which you have to make without expecting any immediate returns, by the way, builds a massive reservoir of goodwill and mutual trust. It forms the absolute bedrock of powerful, lasting partnerships. Why? Because it definitively proves to the other person that you are genuinely committed to their success, not just your own. True alliances are rooted in proactive, generous reciprocity. You've got to give to debt. So how do we actually do that in practice? The source material outlines 3 core pillars of offering support first. Number 1, be reliable. It sounds basic, but it is the cornerstone of trust. Consistently follow through on your commitments and meet your deadlines without fail. Number 2, show loyalty. Actively defend your allies in their absence, vouch for their capabilities to others, and maintain absolute confidentiality when they share sensitive concerns with you. This creates a really vital safe space for vulnerability. And number 3, recognize publicly. Take every single opportunity to praise their efforts and share credit for successes in team meetings or company-wide announcements. Doing these 3 things unequivocally demonstrates that you are a trustworthy, steadfast advocate. Take Sarah's story, for instance. When her project faced a brutally tight deadline, a colleague proactively stepped up and offered their own team's design resources just to help push her over the finish line. There was no immediate string attached. Fast forward 6 months later, when that same colleague needed stakeholder buy-in for a brand new initiative, Sarah advocated for them with leadership and helped secure the green light. This perfectly illustrates how an initial act of genuine, reliable support creates a lasting, mutually beneficial cycle. You offer your resources when they are in a pinch, and that loyalty is reciprocated when you need a powerful voice in the room months down the line.
Section 5, nurturing and maintaining trust.
Mastering the art of alliance communication is absolutely key here. You want to avoid asking for too much too soon. Instead, use clear, positive language, framing your discussions around shared opportunities rather than just complaining or dwelling on problems. Show genuine appreciation regularly by offering specific recognition for their insights. Practice active listening, and I mean truly listening to understand their goals and constraints, rather than just waiting for your turn to speak. Ask probing questions, remember the details of their projects, and critically, respect their boundaries and timelines. A fantastic pro tip from the source material is to send a brief follow-up message after important conversations, just summarizing the key points. It shows you value their input, it prevents annoying misunderstandings, and it reinforces your reliability.
Look, strong alliances simply do not maintain themselves. It's like a garden. If you build the foundation and then just walk away expecting the relationship to thrive on autopilot, the alliance will quickly wither. To ensure real longevity and mutual benefit, you have to set up specific, consistent maintenance protocols that prove you are still invested in their long-term success. To ensure that longevity, you need to establish 4 essential habits. Step 1, regular check-ins. Go beyond formal meetings. Use informal touchpoints or brief messages to truly understand their evolving goals. Step 2, ongoing support. Keep continuously looking for opportunities to share market intelligence or make strategic introductions to your own network. Step 3, celebrate together. Make a conscious, deliberate effort to acknowledge their milestones, no matter how big or small. Shared celebration deepens emotional bonds. And step 4, navigate conflicts. You will disagree eventually. When you do, address it respectfully and calmly, focusing on your shared goals rather than personal grievances. Don't take offense easily. Instead, view those conflicts as an opportunity for joint problem solving and finding a deeper understanding. And finally, Section 6, pitfalls and next steps.
Even the very best alliances can fall into traps if you aren't paying close attention. Let's look at the warning signs. First pitfall, exclusionary politics. If you ever feel compelled to choose sides in office gossip or cliques, stop. Redirect the conversation towards shared goals and always advocate for inclusive practices. Second, one-sided relationships. If you're feeling drained and you realize you are always the one initiating contact or offering help, you need to communicate your needs and set clear boundaries. Healthy alliances have to thrive on reciprocal effort. Third, single ally reliance. Please do not put all your dependency on one individual. If that person leaves the company or shifts departments, your entire support system completely collapses. That's a massive single point of failure. Instead, actively diversify your network across different departments and expertise areas. And finally, false personas. Trying to be someone you aren't just to win favor is inherently unsustainable. The absolute necessity here is maintaining authenticity. Build relationships on genuine compatibility and let your everyday actions reflect your true character.
All right, here is your structured, empowering game plan. Step 1, reflect on current relationships. Take some time this week to identify individuals who share your professional values or possess complementary skills that actually fill your own gaps. Step 2, make one genuine connection. Don't sit around waiting for an opportunity. Create one yourself. Reach out to at least one person this week with a specific, thoughtful offer of help or support. Maybe share a relevant article or just offer to collaborate. Step 3, implement consistent practices. Establish those regular habits we talked about, like brief monthly check-ins and proactively acknowledging their contributions publicly.
I want to conclude today's explainer by leaving you with this one powerful question to think about. Who will be your first ally tomorrow? Remember, allies aren't just names in a contact book. They are active advocates who multiply your strength, significantly expand your influence, and open doors you simply cannot open by yourself. The investment you make in cultivating genuine, supportive alliances today is going to yield immense dividends throughout your entire career and your personal journey. So start building your network of allies right now. I promise you, your future self will undoubtedly thank you for the foresight and the effort.